I'm gonna put my spin on this whole black fatigue thing. In this country, there are two types of blacks. There are black people, and then there are niggas. And we all know the differences. So white people, if you have black friends, they probably fall in the black people category. With that being said, if you have ever told yourself or anyone else, man, I love my black friends, I really do, but I cannot stand them niggas. Don't worry, that doesn't make you a racist, because we can't stand they mother asses either.
Dear black people, stop tap dancing for these white folks. Whenever you try to get online and make it seem like, oh yeah, I ain't like the rest of them. No, you know, it's two different kinds of black people, bro. Like, stop it. You giving energy from this clip right here, bro. Mask ain't going away. Over the past few weeks, it's been something blowing up called black fatigue. Apparently, everybody tired of black people. Before I even get into anything, Black Fatigue is actually a book about how slavery eroded the mind, and somehow these people flipped it onto us, bro. Now, I do understand where some people coming from, because yes, we do have degenerates in areas of our community, but that can go for white people as well. It's like, you know, they have their own degenerates, whatever the word is, bad section as well, but we don't label it as white fatigue, and like, it's just so...
It's not racist, and I know y'all have been told this is racist, but it's not. It's not racist to call black people out for their behavior and what they're doing to society at this moment. I'm glad people are noticing this, because it's been so many years, and it's finally catching up to y'all. I've been trying to tell y'all that white people are tired of y'all. I'm tired of y'all too, but everybody, the world is getting sick of y'all and y'all's bullshit. I'm so glad this day is here. I've been trying to get out there that you people need help. It's me, but me and other black conservatives. We've been trying to warn society that this is what it's going to come to when y'all keep coddling black people. They're going to see themselves as higher ups. They're going to see themselves as untouchable because the world wants to not be racist towards them.
Once again, it's giving pandering energy. No racism, but who cares what white people think about black people? Like, bro, this is sad, man. I promise you, if they put another black person lined up, they gonna still look at you the same, mama, all right?
It's all over my FYP page. Thank you. I am so happy that this is being brought up. And oh, by the way, for us white people that have been around the block a long time, this isn't new to us. We've been dealing with this for over 40 years. Here's my story. This is about 2015. I'm at Put-in-Bay. Put-in-Bay's on South Bass Island in Lake Erie. There's a bunch of bars out there. It's a great place for adults to go play. Think of Pat Daly, Mad Dog Adams. If you don't know those guys, think of Jimmy Buffett. I'm sitting on a bench on Delaware waiting for my wife, who's in a shop shopping. And at the time, the traffic is two ways. And I think I witnessed why it is no longer two ways. It's a Saturday afternoon. The island is packed. The traffic is bumper to bumper. These two guys going in opposite directions decide to stop and have a chat. Not for a couple seconds, not for a couple of minutes, but I think it was around 10 minutes before people started to threaten them. But around the 5-minute mark, I'm just sitting there with my arms folded, just shaking my head. And I hear this voice. This is what's holding us back. This is why we're hated. And I turned around to see who had said it, and it was a black couple about my age. And then he looked directly at me and said, 30 years ago, I'd go down there, grab those idiots by their dreadlocks, and teach them a lesson their fathers never did. And I looked at him and went, 30 years ago, I'd have been right there with you. I have hated this type of behavior my entire life. I've never gotten it. How self-centered do you have to have no respect for any other human being? It's all about you. These are the people I've spent my life avoiding. But I had never thought about it from the black community side. And I gotta say, it sucks a lot more for you guys than it does for us white people, because you're associated with it, right? There are a lot of whites that just put you all together. And it has slowed down the healing of this country. But seriously, 40 years ago, racism should have been over. Unfortunately, the Democratic Party has continued to fan the flames of racism to make money and to get votes. I'm so thankful that a lot of you are waking up to this. And again, I can't stress this enough. This isn't a black thing. This is a behavior thing. Some of my closer friends are black, and I love and appreciate them. And I'm very thankful that they have not allowed the crappy behavior out of some to drag them down.
It starts with us. Now that a lot of black people started making videos, white people feel like they can come online and talk about how they're tired of it. Like, we ain't been tired of y'all for, man, I ain't gonna get into it. Bro, he talking about I've been dealing with it for the past 40 years. Oh, 40 years ago, we barely had a motherfucker. We just got rights. Damn, he been mad since we got legally free. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, since after Jim Crow. Like, that's crazy to me, bro.
Are notorious for naming their children 25-letter names that they're never going to get even pronounced right, let alone spelled right. Like, why would you do that?
Over there. Do you know why they actually do that? The reason for that is because during slavery, their identities were taken away. So they had to have unique names in order to identify their offspring when they were sold from different plantations. So that came down generationally as generational trauma.
Okay, well, how about now? Isn't that sort of trauma for that poor kid that's never going to have his name spelled right?
Only to your standards. Like, what is...
If I were that child, I wouldn't want my name misspelled all the way through or mispronounced by people.
That's because people can't take the time to pronounce it correctly.
Whatever.
You can say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but you can't say Jaquan. Are you kidding me?
Okay, whatever the result is, the poor child does not have his name pronounced correctly or spelled correctly.
Because people do not take the time. You can take the extra 2 seconds to do it, but instead you're sitting here making fun of a whole culture of people for things that they didn't have a choice on.
Do you have a name that gets misspelled a lot?
I sure don't.
Well,
because my mom whitewashed my name.
And this video right here, man, like, it's ignorant, because when I went into the comments, like, somebody made a statement and said whenever they bring up slavery, they just walk away. Well, listen, the thing about it is they don't like to address the uncomfortable truths. A lot of this stems from slavery. It's point blank. I don't care. We not making up excuses. That's what it's come from. They sold us like we was animals, so we had to use different names and they had to make it, you know, recognizable. And it's like, you see the comment right there and you're like, man, bro, you can't reason with these people, bro. Now, the reason I even did this video is because of this whole Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese situation. What it was, a few days ago, Angel Reese got fouled by Caitlin Clark. The foul was a flagrant foul. I mean, it was a reasonable flagrant foul. Caitlin Clark pushed her hard as hell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever. So Angel Reese then responded by getting up and like wanting to fight her. You know what I'm saying? It's basketball energy type stuff. X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, all of this, bro. They love Caitlin Clark. So, you know, they think that Angel Reese doesn't like Caitlin Clark. So, man, it was so much. Everybody sending so much hate to Angel Reese, and man, I ain't gonna lie. As a young black man, I will never publicly, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just be so many tweets of them black people in general dogging, just talking shit about her, and you know, it makes the white people feel like they comfortable and they can just speak on a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole bad area. But anyway, a former quarterback, Robert Griffin III, this man, oh my goodness, I always just seen him as corny as hell. He's a football player anyway. Why are you talking about basketball stuff? Anyway, he made a video talking about how Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark.
So where was this type of reaction last year when Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun? Y'all remember that? She got fouled so hard, they kicked Aaliyah Thomas out the game with a flagrant 2 foul. What did Angel Reese do? Nothing. She didn't get up and try to swing on her. You know why? The reaction was different because of who did it. And there is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You guys remember last year when Angel Reese celebrated Kennedy Carter getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Caitlin Clark? Get Out Part 2. If that's not, hey, I bet you his wife made him film that damn video. She was like, yeah, you should, yeah. She's getting done so bad. Yeah, you know, you like. Oh my God, this man is an actual raccoon, dog. Like, that's the biggest raccoon activity I've ever seen. I'm so glad that we had a lot of figures, big black figures that was speaking up. Shout out to another former NFL player, Ryan Clark.
We moved in to being able to read the expressions of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate, because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at the play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to as analysts. Angel Reese pushed one of her teammates. Caitlin Clark had a hard foul, which is part of basketball. I feel like it was assessed correctly. And Angel Reese's reaction is the sort of reaction you get in a situation when you feel like you took an intentionally hard foul. That's competitiveness. That's rivalry. That's not hate. And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train it now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy, as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story.
Right.
The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what Black women have to endure in this country, about what young Black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. Now, when you look at it, I think A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what Black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another situation that now this young lady has to deal with. When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin, as if the color of her skin is what makes her special, as if the color of her skin is what makes her a good wife. I've met the lady, I've had a conversation with her.
Right.
I think she's more than that. But it also leads to what Black women deal with a lot from Black men who have chose to date or marry outside of their race. They always feel like they have to go the extra mile to prop up the woman that they're married or the woman that they're with over Black women by denigrating Black women. I feel like we should have an opportunity to move past that and understand that Angel Reese can be great in her own right, as Caitlin Clark is as well. Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the Black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. So there's no need to pin those two against each other and paint them based on stereotypical tropes. And I think this is what I'd like RG3 to know, that no matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racists, he'll be no less Black than me.
That was the perfect explanation. Well broken down. He was respectful. And yeah, he said everything we wanted to hear. But the man made a whole little, oh my God, he wrote an essay, bro. Look, we ain't reading all that shit. Y'all see it right. Y'all just scroll right past it. But he made a video. We ain't even watch the video. He was basically like, oh, you insulted my wife. But in what way did he insult your wife? He just stated facts. When you were around him, all you did was make milk jokes about how you love white women so much. Or, you know, like, yes, that's really all he said. So people started doing research and bro, they found memes about him over how much he like white women. Like it's just annoying at this point. It's like a fetish. Look at this tweet right here, y'all. Gia trying to get some chocolate milk with a picture of him in his, like, what, bro? Another one right here. Super Saiyan Milkman. Post Malone concert with a tall glass of milk. Doctors say breast milk is the best milk. Cookies and milk. He most definitely uses her as a trophy, as a prize, bro. And you could just tell if he was like a regular Black dude that didn't have money, she wouldn't talk to him. He's lame as hell. If you a non-Black, man, let's have a conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand, like do you get where I'm coming from? Like, just try not, do you get where I'm coming from? If a white person made a video talking about how y'all are bad, and then, I don't know, it's just, fuck y'all. Hey, look, bro, that's it, man. Listen, if y'all want to see something similar to this, go check out how racism is evolving, bro. Yeah, it's getting bad out here. 2025, ain't it?